Hey friends, today we're to talk about living life beyond utopian ideals. So, what are utopian ideals? Utopian ideals are ideals or concepts that we build within our mind about how people in our life and everything about life should be. We have already defined and we have already decided everything about life as we believe is the right way of life to be. So, when we create a utopian ideal, we start living according to that construct. So, for example, if I have decided that this world should be a very, very, very loving place, no matter what, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down my awareness about all kinds of energies and all kinds of people. And because I have decided that the world should be a loving place, all I will do is start giving love to people around me. Now, sometimes giving love can lead to you completely disconnecting from what your body desires from you. You completely get disconnected from the totality of life because you just become an idealist lover and you decide that since I want the world to be a loving place, all I'm going to do is give them love no matter what. When we are living in a physical reality, we have to create a balance between the give and take energy because we are in a dual plane. So, when we have an ideal, it means we will not be knowing to whom we are giving love or what the other energy in front of us is because we have decided. It could be an ideal husband that you have decided, an ideal wife that you decided, ideal children that you have decided, an ideal world that you have decided, the entire society or a country you have decided. Once you have come to a conclusion of how people, places, situations should be, then you are trying to match everything with that energy. You stop seeing what the other person's energy is. You stop seeing that the other person is an individual. You stop seeing the other person as anything beyond what you have concluded and decided as that person has to be according to your construct, which means that other person also has to give and reciprocate as much love as I am giving to that person. Well, my friend, these are all situations which are created because you have an idealized version about life, an idealized version about people, an idealized version about situations, and you are living an idealized life by yourself and you are forcing and compelling your ideals on others. Mostly when you're forcing your ideals on others, the other person is, even if that other person has any chance or a scope of being their true self, they will completely resist it and it will only lead you into resistance and reaction, fight and flight, offend and defend, and a lot of heartache, a lot of pain. So I really do not know how many of you are living with this construct, this utopian ideal, especially when it comes to your family, of how you have decided your mother should be, your father should be, your brother should be, your family members should be, your husband should be, and how you should be. And you are not willing to change from your ideal, you're not willing to see life as it is. Life as it is means, my friends, that all people are different and individuals, and every person is not going to be reciprocating and responding to your ideals the way you want them to respond and reciprocate to you. They may have their own ideal or their own version of how they want their life to be. For example, in a typical family setup, it is quite often seen, man, if he's the one who's the breadwinner of the family, he would perhaps not like to part away with all the old furniture or the old things because he says it's my hard-earned money. And the woman has an ideal of how the house should look and there should be no extra furniture or anything which is in excess, and she has a point of view that she wants to just throw away whatever is not required. So here we have two different people with two different ideals, two different thought processes, making one right and one wrong, and going into offend and defend. So this is just very, very small example, and these examples will show up in literally every sphere of your life. For example, I recently had a client who had seemed to have put on a lot of weight. She looked very depressed and she looked very angry with herself. And one of her reasons was that she had an ideal of a lover, and her boyfriend didn't show up to be that ideal that she had decided he should be. She was in this relationship for around 10 years, and after 10 years, the dream that she had completely broke apart, and she saw the true nature of that person, and also realized that a large part of her time had been invested in this relationship. So now she was not willing to recreate her life because she has a fixed point of view that she will break herself, make herself, kill herself, do whatever, abandon herself, so that somehow she can make that person love her back again. So these are situations where we start creating suffering because we want the other person to be how we have decided it has to happen. Every person is an individual. Every person has their own way of living lives. There is no right way, there is no wrong way, but we have to be willing to see life as it is. So, my friends, in case you have utopian ideals, please look within yourself and ask what constructs you have bought, what decisions you have taken, and where you're not willing to change them and drop them, and see people, places, situations just as they are, not how they should be. Once you are willing to open up your awarenesses, then you can know how to be very, very resilient, very, very calm within yourself, very, very at peace, doing whatever needs to be done without the need to have an emotional turmoil, without a need to feel you are right and the other person is wrong, or you are wrong and the other person is right. Just doing whatever needs to be done in every situation. So, my friends, please look at life as it is with your open, wide eyes, not with your closed eyes, which are dreaming, which are imagining something which is not true. See everything as it is, open your eyes to life, and life will show you many miracles, many mysteries, once you are totally receptive to the totality of life with no judgment and no point of view.